Tax, what was the full update from around that Djuma? I did hear Bovazok Morva going down the road. Did they actually booger that Yamazan? I copy. About 15 minutes ago there was a Bovazok vehicle. I didn't go past that in Djuma. I was near Bovazok Dam, but I could hear it. I've got in Konzo now. Did they tell you what direction that Nyamazan was going in? Guys, this is, there it is. Oh my goodness. This is the first time I have been lucky enough to spot a cheetah since I've been here. Yes. And there's two cheetahs. Oh my goodness, guys, this is what Taxon has told us to follow up on. This is so incredible. We've got two cheetahs, it looks like two males, and we're just gonna get a little bit closer and I will inform you about more what's going on. Tax, I've got two Wanuna Shikankan at that in Djuma, inside the Buyatela side, on to the east of Bovazok Dam. There's something going on here. They're actually growling. I did see leopard tracks at the same time I saw those cheetah tracks. And they look at a heightened state of awareness. So there is possibly another predator in this area, whether it's another cheetah possibly, or a leopard. If it was lions, they'd be running at high speed. It could also be hyena. Standing by. Negative, I can't see what they're doing at the moment. They're busy growling at something I can't see in the bush. Copy, thanks. Confirm it's just Wanuna or the whole Hlambi? Copy, thank you. So the one male is standing here and trying to sort of sneak off. The other male is growling intently at something. We cannot see what it is just yet. I'm going to move around a little bit to see if we can see what they're looking at. Unfortunately, these two male cheetah are very close to two boundaries of ours. At the moment they are in our traverse area. It looks like this other male is going to try and climb up the termite mound because he's not growling, and I don't think he can see what the other one is growling at. Oh my goodness, I feel on top of the world at the moment. Definitely one of I don't know if you guys can hear that. I saw very fresh leopard tracks at the same place I saw the cheetah tracks. So I'm not sure whether they're growling at a leopard. I'm very upset with something. And copy tax, you'll get my more. Here comes a big male leopard. Sorry, sorry, Tax. There's an ingwe in this position as well. So there's 2 shikankunk and an ingwe. So there's a male leopard. Did you see it, Brian? So there's AFM on the fly, right? There's a leopard in this position as well. And that leopard just did a sort of a warning charge at the cheetah. I'm just going to move forward. So we've got the cheetah. One cheetah, male cheetah, is running away. Actually, it almost looks like it's flanking it. I'm just going to try and get in a position where we can see. It looks to be a male leopard. The cheetah is running away. We will get back to the leopard, but for the moment, we're going to stay with the animal we don't see very often. We'll just show you the leopard quickly. I can keep an eye on the cheetah. There's the leopard. I'm not sure which leopard or whatnot it is, but we will come back to it. But you could see immediately as we arrived, there was something up. Let me just have a quick look in the binoculars. It looks like one of the young male leopards. I'm not sure who, but I think the cheetah are moving, so we're going to stay with the cheetah for now, and we will definitely come back. I think this leopard is going to keep tracking the cheetah, especially who I think offhand who it might be for fun, and he's actually moving towards the cheetah. I'm going to try and get around towards the cheetah again, so just hang on with me, guys. The cheetah actually running. The leopard is chasing the cheetah. Hang on, guys. Hang on. The leopard is running straight at the cheetah. I'm going to try and get you in a position where you can see as soon as possible. Sorry about this, guys, but as you know, the cheetah are running here. The leopard is running behind us. We're just trying to keep up with what's going on. Sorry about if it's a bit bumpy. You can't see exactly what's going on. So we're with the cheetah. The leopard has stopped chasing them. Just give me a second. I've got to tell the game drive guys what's going on, because they're rushing to get here. This is a really amazing sighting. Okay, I'm just... Hold on. Guys, we're going to have to go off-road here. The cheetah going into the block. I can't see the leopard anymore, but we're going to try to stay with these cheetah. Station now in the block between Cheetah cut line and Buffalo to the east. Probably 100 meters from the cut line. The cut line are highly mobile south in the block at the moment. So I've lost sight of the ingwe. High firm taxed up from here. Of course, the moment we get to see such a rare animal like this, a leopard chases them out. In fact, I'm not sure where the ingwe is. I'm just trying to stay with the shikak. They are now mobile, straight towards the cut line. Just to the south of the fire break. Get my vehicle audio. They're probably going to pop up and Cheetah cut line in the next 2 minutes or even less. Okay, well, they're still jogging, but they are moving a little bit more calmly now. As you can see, they're still jogging. Okay, Okay, I have to move, guys, otherwise we're going to lose them. They're actually approaching our eastern boundary now. And guys, we've got to remember, a big thank you for Taxon for sending me to go check up on those tracks. So they're on our eastern boundary. They're busy crossing at the moment. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to follow them any further from here. Thanks very much, Tax.
Yeah.
I saw the Nkonzo and then yo. So unfortunately, the one time we get to see Cheetah, they're chased by a leopard across our boundary. But it was still amazing to actually spend a little bit of time with those cheetah. But what an exciting morning, guys. We're going to stay with these cheetah while we can see them even as they disappear in the distance. We're going to... They're still running, but we can still be parallel to them. They're going to disappear now over the ridge. I don't know if you can get a... I don't think we can even get a last view. Oh my goodness. Look at my hands. So much excitement. Unfortunately, the one time we do get to see cheetah, they're chased by a leopard. But I mean, how incredible was that? So they've crossed our boundary. So before the leopard disappears, I'm going to go see if we can go find the leopard. This, remember I said when we got started this morning, there might have been a few gremlins involved. But I said on air, and I said to Brian quite a few times when we were off air, I've got a feeling that something epic is going to happen this morning. And I don't think you can get pretty much more epic than that. This is only the second time, as far as I know, that cheetah have been seen on the live safaris. And to have cheetah and leopard in the same sighting, how absolutely incredible.
First cheetah for me.
First cheetah. Nice, Brian.
Yes.
We are literally on an absolute adrenaline high at the moment. I'm at a loss for words. And according to everyone who knows me, I talk all the time and too much, so it's unusual for me to be at a loss. I'm just going to take a moment to draw myself towards myself. Guys, you might have been able to get a screenshot of that leopard. I have a sneaky suspicion which leopard it is, but I'm not going to say just yet. So if any of you are able to get any identifying features on that leopard, please let me know. And you can send your answers to questions at WildEarthTV or use the hashtag SafariLive on Twitter. So we've got two different answers to that question I just asked. Raisa says quarantine, Georgian says Kanuma. I definitely think it is possibly one of them. I'm not going to put my foot in it and say which one until hopefully we can find that leopard again. My gut says it was Kanuma. But I'm not 100% sure. That's just me guessing, and I didn't get a good view of it. So even while you guys or Brian was zooming in on the leopard, I was trying to watch where the cheetah were going. So the brief view I did get, gut says Kanuma, but I don't know, to be honest. So the last place I saw him was just down here. And well, whoever he is, I think he's feeling quite chuffed with himself after sending 2 other cats on their way. So, eyes peeled, everyone. I'm hoping he hasn't gone across the northern boundary. Check for tracks. So we're just checking very carefully. The last place I saw that leopard was a little bit further down here, but he was running at the cheetah. Just listen if we can hear any squirrels, Franklin. Nothing at the moment, so we're just gonna edge on forward. We're gonna go down to the bottom, just have a quick check around there, and then we'll move around in a loop to see if we can find him. So thanks everyone. Apparently everyone's excitement on Twitter matches mine. Everyone's a bit shaky this morning. I don't know how Brian's managed to keep the camera so still. But thanks very much, guys. We absolutely ecstatic this morning. We are definitely going to try our best to find this leopard now. I'm pretty sure he's still in the area. I'm just hoping he hasn't crossed north because we are quite close to our boundary. I'm just trying to tone it down a little bit so I can concentrate on looking for some tracks. But so Taxon had told me he found cheetah tracks probably about 7 kilometers from here, and he basically took a guess and said he thinks they're heading in that direction. Can I go check? Because he was quite a long way away, and literally I saw the track on the side of the road, and Brian was panning around. I pointed at Brian. I was like, and then I looked up and I saw the cheetah. I was like, oh my goodness, you can't really get better than this. Now let's calm down and let's be very professional about this and find a leopard. Okay. Okay, I'm going to. I'm just going to double check on the boundary that there are no tracks crossing, and then from there that gives us a much better idea where we can check. And I used to work in the Sabi side. He was named the cat tried to grab a zebra foal and got kicked in the head by a zebra, and it appeared that he had died. He got knocked out stone cold, and I remember being on the radio saying, and the radio coming through, oh my goodness, his campan's just been killed by a zebra. And all of us went into immediate mourning, but it turned out he was just knocked out cold, and after 5 minutes he sort of stood up and went and carried on. But we did find him before that. He had killed quite a few zebra foals. After that he stopped hunting zebra. We never saw him in another zebra kill, or not in my time in that area. Okay, good news. No tracks crossing the boundary. Hi Lynn, welcome on the Sunrise Safari. A really good question by Lynn here from Toronto. Lynn says, is it unusual to see two male cheetahs together? Are they possibly related? Lynn, with cheetah, it is... I'm just going to stop and listen while I answer this in case we hear something alarm calling. With cheetah, it is 100% that those two males are related. So cheetah male coalitions are always related animals. Even though only one of them will do the mating, the other one will help defend the territory and against other cheetah and that. And the reason that happens is that because they are direct relations, even though the one male doesn't do any of the mating, he does know that his genes and his line will be propagated by his brother. So they are definitely related. There's some abnormal cases, but in most cases, it's almost 100% they are brothers and litter mates. Okay, Mr. Leopard, whoever you might be, where are you? Just gonna check down here quickly, see if we find. Just gonna try and get into that area, and that's probably a good sign that the leopard has moved there. We have a question from Blair. Welcome, Blair. Welcome to a really exciting Sunrise Safari. Blair would like to know whether the lions might have chased these cheetah as well today, and that's why the tracks indicated they were running. Blair, I'm not sure. It is highly possible that they might have been chased. It could have been hyenas as well. Cheetah, unfortunately for them, are really low down the sort of scale of dominance with predators in the bush. And pretty much they are the bottom of the large predators, and they get chased by pretty much everything. I've even seen a cheetah chased off a kill by a group of 60 vultures. I'm just going to switch off and listen for a second again to see if I can get a more accurate location on that squirrel alarm calls. Okay, I've heard them again, just off to our west here. Isn't that been amazing? Two big cats in one sighting. Okay, we're going to switch off again and listen. Okay, we're in the right zone. Head off the road. The squirrel's just over here in front of us. So I'm hoping we can find out which leopard this was that was chasing the cheetah. So the squirrel's still alarming. We're heading in the right direction. We're not quite there yet. Hi Ramey, welcome on the back of the vehicle on this sunrise safari. Ramey would like to know, how did the cheetah come across the leopard? Was it by smell? Ramey, I probably think it was by sight. They would have spotted him, or he would have spotted them. We're going to concentrate really gently out here in the spot where the squirrel seems to be making noise. Unfortunately, there's quite a steep drainage line. We're going to try spot the squirrel and see which way he's looking. Let's maybe go forward a little bit. Can you see the squirrel yet? Not yet. Oh, more squirrels alarming further away. So maybe this leopard is moving towards Buffelshoek Dam. This big game path we're driving down at the moment actually leads to Buffelshoek Dam. So we're just gonna move a little bit and then we're gonna stop and listen again. Try check the bush. Franklin are alarming a bit further ahead. Copy, no worry. I'm still following up on this one in Ingwe. Got squirrels alarming close to Buffelshoek Dam. Gonna see if we can find him next. Copy. Thanks, Andrew. No worries. Good morrow, Ron from Scotland. Welcome on the Sunrise Safari. Ron would like me to just chat a little bit more about the biology of cheetahs, how far they range, were those adults, were they juveniles, what reserves in this area do they move through. Well, Ron, those look to be adult males. Oh, hello. Sorry guys, we have found who we were looking for. Following up on those squirrel alarm calls, and Ron, I'm afraid I'm just going to have to get back to your question in a second. Good morning. And let me just try to figure out who he is quickly. Literally, I just turned around the corner, and here is the cheetah chaser. Let's have a look. I think I know who it is. I think. But I'm not going to say anything. Why don't you guys try to figure out who it is as well? Let me know. I think I have a sneaky suspicion who it might be. Just going to wait for him to turn his head. You can hear the very upset squirrel. I think I know who it is. So which leopard is this, guys? You can send your answers to questions@WildEarthTV. Or use the hashtag Safari Live on Twitter. See the scar on his back that's busy recovering. So really great to see him in good nick. Ron, sorry about not finishing your question. I will get back to it. But it looks like Mr. Q has seen something and is going into stalk mode. So I just want to get ourselves in a good position. I know he's decided to stop stalking whatever he was. So even though he did have a wound that appeared to be quite bad. He has now looking quite well, and he isn't looking too hungry either. Andrew, I've got quarantine at Buffalo's Hotel. Andrew, make your way. Hi, Edward. Welcome on a wild safari live, a truly wild safari this morning. We're back at Buffalo's Hook with quarantine male leopard, and Edward would like to know how quarantine got his name. So Edward, when he was a young male and he first became independent from his mother, he spent a lot of time around the quarantine clearings, which is very close to where we all live, and because of we saw him, he was seen so frequently around that area, he got the name Quarantine after the area he was seen most commonly in. Hi, Carol. Welcome on the Sunrise Safari. Carol would like to know, he's behaving quite strangely at the moment, whether a leopard could chase a cheetah. Carol, most definitely. And if a leopard, even a young male like this, isn't that absolutely magnificent? I'm going to stop below him for a second. He literally chased up towards Bob, and sort of has annoyed Bob off to the right. You can hear Bob snorting, and the Hammerkorp has left Bob because of the leopard. But sorry, Carol, leopard can definitely chase cheetah. He just chased cheetah, and he's still a young male. And if they manage to sneak up on cheetah, they will try kill them to remove the competition. Bob is quite upset with young Quarantine. He literally had a bit of a naughty sparkle in his eye, and he pounced through the bush to get there and sort of popped out of the bush, and Bob was just off to the right of him, and Bob has snorted and now moved further away. And Bob lost his friend, the Hammerkorp, when the leopard did that. Oh, the Hammerkorp. Oh! Did you hear that? Tat, 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 tat. The Hammerkorp flew around, and you couldn't actually see it. He was flying up to land, literally on this mound that Quarantine is on. And then suddenly you heard the Hammerkorp change his tune. Tat, 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 tat. He's saying, oh, whoa, whoa, leopard, leopard, leopard. Andrew, I have your visual. Do you have mine? There comes the Hammerkorp. Again, you can hear him. Chip, 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 chip. Complaining about the leopard. And it looks... Oh, isn't this wonderful? I have not seen Quarantine. When was the Nat Geo shows? How long ago now?
Many weeks, at least a month.
So I haven't seen Quarantine since the Nat Geo shows. So I'm ecstatic. 5 weeks since I last saw Quarantine. So I'm absolutely ecstatic. No problem, make your way. I don't know if you guys heard that, so it sounds like the other vehicle's just as excited as us. Someone was going, woo! So, what an amazing morning so far. This is the most amazing thing about the bush. You literally do not know what is around the next corner. Sorry about the clicking. That is just me taking a few snapshots. I feel like I haven't seen it quarantine in so long. He deserves a picture or two, because we're not sure when we'll see him again. At this age, male leopards are busy dispersing, and obviously he got into an argument with another leopard, and that's what caused the injuries on his back. So maybe he's moved back in this area because he feels a little bit safer. But it is great to have him back. So, get a few snapshots of Mr. Q. And he does look in wonderful condition. He's got a good, looks like he's eaten recently. He's looking healthy. It looks like that wound is almost completely healed already. Guys, I just need to move a little bit so Andrew can fit in here, so there's space for both of us to be able to enjoy this leopard. Morning, Michael Flagstaff. Welcome on the Sunrise Safari, Michael. Michael would like to know that now that the cheetah have been chased off by this leopard, what are their chances of returning to this area? Well, Michael, the fact that we don't see cheetah very often, and they've come across a leopard while they've been visiting Djuma, doesn't bode well for their return, but that's more because cheetah have a lot. Just hang on, he might have seen something. I can't see around the corner. Is there possibly something coming down that he might feel entitled to try catch? Oh, sorry, Michael, back to your question. The main reason we're probably not going to see the cheetah again is that they move such vast distances and their home ranges are much larger than... No, he's definitely seen something now. We can't see what it is. I'm trying to look around the corner, but I can't see. It's possible that it might be impala or nyala or bushbuck heading down to drink. Just watching carefully now. So, Michael, the fact that the leopard, he's tired of whatever he saw now. He's just going to watch. The fact that the leopard is chase them, I don't think would affect them returning. On a daily basis, cheetah get chased by leopard, hyena, lion, wild dog. Oh, hello, Bob. You don't like having a leopard next to your dam, do you, Bob? Quite a loud snort from Bob. Oh, Bob's friend's coming back. So we're just going to show you quickly. After the initial pandemonium and panic of a leopard arriving next to Bob's waterhole, his friend departed, but his friend has just landed on Bob's back again. So I'm sure Bob's quite happy to have some company again of a non-feline variety. Sorry, Michael. So the fact is that the cheetah being chased by an animal is not really going to interfere whether they come back or not. The fact that cheetah do cover huge grounds and have huge home ranges is the more likely reason. We might not see them again very soon, but that can change. and there could be now that the dry season. I see now what young Quarantine has eyed coming down towards the water. We're not going to be able to show them the camera from where we are now, but there's a whole mob of buffalo bulls that have started making their way towards. We're going to move the vehicle now to see if we can you see him there? Oh, he's just out of shot. Just around that corner there's a buffalo. You can see his shadow, but you can't see him. We're going to reposition now shortly, so we can have a better view of the leopard and what else is going on around us. He has chosen a particularly difficult spot to sit in now. So I think our best option is actually to go to the opposite side of the water, and we'll have a look at him from there. Sorry, Bob. Where can I get? Oh, there we go. Found a place to get through. See if there's not possibly a better site place to view him. Sorry, Ron, we're back. Ron from Scotland. Slightly sidetracked away from your question earlier when we literally turned the corner and bumped into Mr. Q. Ron was wanting me to chat a little bit more about Cheetah. So Ron, those two male cheetah we saw were definitely adults, and they looked probably in their prime, so probably somewhere between 4 and 7 years. Obviously it was quite a rushed sighting, so I didn't actually have a chance to look very closely at them while they were running away from Mr. Q. And they are definitely related, so they're probably litter mates. And cheetah coalitions are very often related, not very often, they're almost exclusively related males. And they actually hold a vast home range, which they will defend against other male cheetah. And one of the interesting things about cheetah, it's one of the only members of the big cat family and carnivores that need to have a skewed male-female ratio in male favor. So most animals will always need a skewed ratio of male to female in the female favor, like lions and leopards. But cheetah need it in the opposite. They need more males and less females. And the reason for this is that the cheetah females can be quite picky, and a lot of research, the research has shown that they will often turn down 3 to 4 different males before choosing to mate. And they will turn down many males before mating, so it actually stimulates ovulation, the high number of males in an area, and that is really, really fascinating to me, because most other animals all need the ratio skewed in the other direction, especially with carnivores. Hello, old boys. So this is what young Quarantine suddenly looked up quite interestedly at. I think he heard them coming, and then once he realized it was buffalo, he lost a bit of interest. Now this is an absolutely stunning sight. We're just going to get you in the right position to see it now. Brian, let me know if it's easiest for you. Is that good? So you can see up there, that is Mr. Quarantine sitting on the edge of that mound in Buffelshoek Dam. Isn't that a spectacular sight? Enjoying a bit of early morning sun. He's had his morning exercise chasing cheetah. So, welcome, Tula. Would like to know how old he is. Julie's just over 30 months old now. So he's at that age where he's moving out of his natal territory. Although he has come back into his natal territory at the moment, he is probably what we would call a dispersal male. And he went wandering down to the east of us and he got into a fight, we presume with another male leopard, that injured him. Andrew's next to me. Andrew might know a little bit more about what happened there, so I'll just ask him quickly. Andrew? Andrew? So, do you know which leopard he fought with or what happened to him that got those injuries?
I'm not sure. I know, well, he was, last time I saw him, he was in Torchwood.
Okay.
West of Torchwood, Kaya there, where, I don't know what happened.
Okay, so it looks like it's Andrew doesn't know, and Andrew knows a lot what happens on that side of the world. So if Andrew doesn't know, it's going to have to remain a mystery. So it's more than likely he got into a tussle with another leopard. And fortunately, those injuries aren't too serious. You can see they're not affecting his movement, and they have healed quite well from the brief view I did get of them. So Tula, to answer your question now, he's about 30 months old now. Oh, isn't that magnificent?
Yeah, so he's probably I believe actually he got close to the big male, or maybe the other female that he was trying to get in too much, or shared the meat which he was not supposed to do that way.
So Jan would like to know how much bigger is he going to get? Jan, he's going to get significantly heavier, probably not taller or longer, but significantly heavier as he gets on. He's going to fill out. His neck's going to become thicker, and he's going to get that very distinctive sort of dewlap or jowls that male leopards have. And so and then Brandy would like to know if he looks a lot bigger than he did 5 weeks ago. He definitely has grown, but I wouldn't say significantly. You can see he is filling out quite nicely compared to the last time I saw him. He is looking in very good condition, especially for someone who's just had an argument with another leopard. And even though he might have lost that battle and got injured, it's probably a very good thing for him going forward, because he would have gained experience from that, and that fighting experience is going to make quite a big difference when he does start challenging dominant male leopards for his own territory one day. Okay, here we go. That's what I was looking for. So, if we look at an adult male leopard in sort of prime, this is Tingana, who's about 9 years old. You can see how much physically thicker the neck is. Oh, just wait. Just tell me when I need to move it.
Move it anyway, that's cool.
Perfect. So you can see how much bigger the neck is. You can actually see that dewlap that hangs down. So he's not quite there yet. You can see physically much bigger, probably in size, height and length and whatnot, very similar to what Quarantine is now. But in weight, he probably still has a good 20 kilograms on a young male leopard like that. So old Mr. Q's still got quite a bit of growing to do, and he's only 30 months old now, and he's only really going to start challenging for territory around 4 or 5 years old. And until then, he's what you call a dispersal male. He'll hang around the peripheries trying to avoid the dominant males, and until he is big enough and confident enough to challenge another male for territory. Warming up considerably at the moment. I'm going to start peeling off a few layers. So thanks very much for sending in the information, guys. I got some information from Sandy in Indiana and from Karen, who let me know that you guys have seen Mixo, who is a male leopard from one of Karula's previous litters, actually chase a cheetah. And he left this area in about 2010 as a dispersal male to go look for new territory. So thanks very, very much for that, guys. I really appreciate that information. It's amazing that you guys have been following so long, that you can help us who haven't been in the area that long with information like that. Oh, time to start peeling layers. Morning, Brenda from Pennsylvania, just outside Philadelphia. Welcome on the Sunrise Safari. Brenda would like to know if I have a stat for male leopards once they've become dispersal males and move into different areas. What is the sort of rate of success for them establishing new territories? Is it 50%? Brenda, to be completely honest, I'm not 100% sure, but I will definitely try to find out for you. It is very difficult for us to say because sometimes dispersal males can move up to 200 kilometers away from their natal territory. So I'm not sure how many of them die in that sort of stage where they're fighting for territory and how many of them actually succeed in taking over territory. James and I have a very good friend who is probably one of the leading leopard experts in the world. So what I'll So we're going to sit here with Mr. Q at the Buffalo's Hook waterhole, and we're going to go cross over to Jamesy and see what he's been up to. Hopefully he's got something really entertaining for you, and we'll be back with you later in the show.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Wendy. Now, one finds in situations like this that one tries to feel happy for one's colleagues, but when all one has seen are 2 mongoose, 1 warthog and a scrawny looking steenbok, and one's colleague has been looking at leopards chasing cheetahs, it is difficult to maintain a disposition of happiness. Now, I'm just going to demonstrate slightly further to you how the earth has spat upon me and Gendre today. I get out of the car. I'm going to disappear from view briefly. Now, you may recall that we mentioned the smell of carrion, and we got excited. We thought maybe there would be a leopard kill of some sort, and this smell eventually seemed to follow us, which became quite perplexing, and we thought maybe we were being followed by something dead. And in fact we were, in a manner of speaking. On the end of the stick that I have in my hand is the remnants of some lion dung that I managed to run over. And it was this that was giving us the exciting smell of death that we thought may lead to an exciting sighting, when in fact it did not. In fact, we managed to spread this dung so far and wide over Arathusa that we eventually found a hyena who was tracking us because of what we had done. So I'm glad you've had a lovely time with Brent. We haven't had a truly bad morning. It's been a very beautiful morning. And I just want to answer a question for Sibusiso from Hammanskraal, who has been traveling around the country apparently looking for the tallest tree. And he reckons that he found it at 80 meters or so, a blue gum, somewhere up here in the Limpopo province. Now, 80 meters high, it seems pretty high. And Jandre said to me as we were driving along, he said, but surely some of the forest species that we get in, say, Knysna, are maybe a bit taller than that. And I had to admit that I wasn't sure, but that I thought maybe they could be. Maybe some of the giant old yellow woods that we get. Certainly out here, 80 meters would top any tree, the tall tree that we have. I'd say if we look over that knobthorn there, that's roughly the tallest that they get out here, and that's probably about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's almost 7 or 8. No, that's probably about 10 meters tall. No, 20 meters tall, sorry. About 20 meters, which is about 60 feet. But we do get much bulkier trees out here, of course, and the biggest ones in Limpopo, the most massive ones, would be the baobabs. On this reserve, probably road, see what else we can see, and then I'm sure that you will go back to Brent to say goodbye to Quarantine, who I've yet to see. So that has further increased my sense of jealousy. I'm sure you will see him again before you leave. Go ahead. Right, on we go. I must say, to have seen a cheetah here must have been an absolute delight. I'm sure for those of you who are long time watchers, it must have been a first, or certainly close to a first, because not ideal habitat for cheetah, and then to find a young male leopard chasing them, well, I mean, that must have been incredible. I seem to have I seem to have broadcast that entire last sequence to the Game Drive channel, so I'm sorry about that to whoever had to listen to it. I'm not sure how exactly. Anyway, so the one thing I suppose that could come close to a cheetah would be some wild dogs, and given that they are denning away from the area at the moment, probably won't happen. Really not sure what to do about this problem. Sorry, you're going to have to excuse me 1 second. that now? Seems to be there are a number of wires that seem to have become crossed, and we seem to be broadcasting widely to the entire Djuma and our greater Arathusa area. Not sure how that's happened. We're just going to go across to Brent while I sort out this problem. I think the leopard's probably a bit more entertaining than my radio issues.
We're going to pass on to James. There's some kahumas up this side.
Welcome back, everyone. We've just moved around. Quarantine moved a little bit, so we've come around to the other side where we started, and he's literally eye level with me at the moment, just a little bit higher, and it is an amazing experience to be able to look into those eyes from this distance. And quite exciting to be with him again. Oh, it's a tired kitty. So much excitement chasing cheetahs this morning. The silly cheetahs want to growl at him. He had to teach them a lesson. So back to the cheetah growling, and you could hear it's a very different noise from a lion or a leopard growl. It's quite high pitched and sort of almost, I don't know what to say, how can I put this delicately? Not very much the cheetah growl compared to that of a lion or leopard, and that is to do with the hyoid apparatus, which I have spoken about quite a bit, which is a specialized bone in the larynx of cats. So with cheetah and other smaller cats, that bone is ossified, which means it is solid, so they are unable to emit very loud noises, where there is the pantheras, which is lion and leopard in Africa. That apparatus is elastic, and it's more like a tendon than a bone, or even though some parts of it are still a solid bone. And what that enables them is to emit those much deeper and louder noises when they growl or saw or roar. So that was a really nice example of a cat that has an ossified or solid hyoid apparatus making a noise, as opposed to a lion or a leopard. We've got that much deeper sort of. His left eye looks like there's something wrong with it. I haven't actually seen anything just yet. I will have another look right now as soon as he turns his left eye towards us. Mr. Quarantine, that's when you're supposed to turn your head and face us. He's not listening to his cues today. So Mr. Q is not taking cues. This is quite a good place for him to spend the day. There's a very strong possibility that some antelope species might move down towards the water during the day, and he is on the right side, and where he has a good view of the surroundings, as well as quite a bit of cover to work for from hunting if he decides to. There we go. He's turned now. Georgianne, I can't see anything wrong with his left eye, but oh no, he didn't turn for long enough. I'm going to try and get a snapshot of it, and then we will have a look where I can zoom in very tightly. Oh, he's heard something. It could be those buffalo bulls again. But who knows, it might be something else coming down. And you can actually, if you look very carefully around his ears, you can actually see those small biting flies flying around. There's actually quite a few of them. If you look very carefully, you can just see that tiny little bit of movement, little black spots around his ear. And those are those flies. And they're obviously not biting him too much yet because his ears are not flicking at high speed. Oh, putting his head down. Tired kitty. But what an incredible morning. For those of you who have logged in now or are new viewers or might be a little bit late on the show this morning, I'm really sorry, but we've just had the most amazing morning. For my first time since I've been here, we found cheetah tracks, and then literally as I was looking at the cheetah tracks, I lifted my head and I saw cheetah. So first time we saw cheetah, 2 male cheetah, and they were standing around a termite mound giving this, what for a cheetah is a very aggressive and normal growl, but if you're used to the way the lions and leopards growl, it sounds not very macho at all, sort of, and they were growling at a thicket of round leaf teak, and we were trying to get in position to see what was there, and then young Quarantine burst from said thicket and then chased the cheetah for a while. Not really seriously, quite half-heartedly, but the cheetah took serious note of that, and they literally jogged straight off Djuma. And we followed them for as long as we could until they left our Travis area, and then we came back to find the male leopard. We weren't sure whether it was Djuma or Quarantine. We knew it was a young male leopard, and there was quite a lot of speculation which. And then we went back to where we last saw him chasing the cheetah, and we tracked him by alarm calls of squirrel and francolin. We could hear the birds alarming, and the squirrels alarming, and then we came down just to the north of Buffelshoek Dam, and we found him, and he's now, after chasing Bob's friend, the Hammerkorp, who has calmed down and returned, and giving Bob a bit of a fright by leaping up onto this open area next to the dam. And Bob has also calmed down now. He's now gone to sleep, and I know a lot of you have been quite worried because he had some injuries on his back, which we haven't actually able to have a good look at properly on camera yet. But we did have a good look while we were following him, and those injuries seem to have healed quite nicely. And he doesn't look in. He looks in actually very good condition. Looks like he's had a meal recently. So, oh, what did he hear? He definitely heard something. Oh, there we go. We can have. Oh, just not turning. Come on, turn your head so we can have a look at your other eye. Everyone's wanting to know how you're doing. So just a quick correction. Thanks to our long-time viewers for letting us know. Quite a few of you have let us know that we were talking about another of Karula's offspring, and we were calling him Mixo. Apparently our pronunciation is incorrect. Even though it is spelled M-I-X-O, it is pronounced Mishu. Maybe I can have a look at his... And let's have a look on... There we go. See if... So, Georgian, it doesn't look to me like anything's wrong with his eye. I think there's a tick just below his left eye. Oh, that's right eye. Or below his right eye. So I can't see anything particularly bad with his eye. There is a little tick below it, and that's about all I can see. right, George from Florida. George would like to know, do cheetah climb trees? Well, George, they do. They're not as adept at climbing trees as leopards, but cheetah will very often use like fallen down marulas and other trees. They will climb up to use them as vantage points. They also defecate on these high grounds, and that's one of their forms of marking territory. Is they will defecate on a fallen down marula or big termite mounds. And in the Kruger National Park, where there are those concrete road signs, one of the most common places you will see cheetah dung is on top. So they'll actually climb up on top and defecate there, and that's one of the ways they mark their boundaries with other cheetah. So he's popped his head down in the grass behind me. I'm just going to try see if I can maneuver my way into a position where we can get a better view. So just bear with me for a few seconds. But so, yes, George, cheetah do climb trees and quite regularly, but they have to be sort of easy trees to climb. They're not nearly as adept as a leopard is at climbing a tree. And there's a couple of reasons they do this. Oh, what is that? That felt quite big. Oh. What are you thinking, Brian? Are we going to make it?
I reckon we can.
I think we can. Oh, if the four-wheel drive stays in. There we go. So I'm just going to hop up this embankment quickly. Just going to see where the best. I think if we go forward a little bit, we might get a very nice view. So when, Brian?
Yeah, that's good.
So Dave from Toronto, I hope you've been enjoying this absolutely amazing sunrise safari. It's been an epic morning. Dave would like to know, is it true that cheetahs don't hunt at night? Dave, that is not entirely true. Cheetahs are mostly crepuscular. Crepuscular means most active at dusk and dawn, but they will hunt at night. Like all predators, they are opportunists, and if an animal happened to stumble upon them, they would hunt it. And I've actually watched cheetahs hunting in the full moon where there's a lot of ambient light around. So that's not completely true. They don't usually hunt at night, but they are more than capable and do hunt at night on occasion. So we're going to sit here with Mr. Q while he gives himself a clean. In the meantime, we're going to go see what Commander Bond has been up to. Here he's been complaining to all of you that all the luck has been with me this morning, and I'm not going to correct him there. We have been incredibly lucky this morning, or as I say, skillful.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the sadness that is my game drive today. I believe some of you have mentioned how Brent looks like the cat that got the cream. I just want to tell you that Brent is going to be completely insufferable for the rest of the day. With good reason, probably. He has succeeded in showing you some marvelous stuff. I will of course have to deal with that, but that is not of your concern. The only other thing we found since I last saw you was a piece of mongoose dung on the top of this this termite mound. So while Brent found cheetah and leopard, we found mongoose dung. Wonderful. Okay, that's all I have for you for today. Until this afternoon. Thank you very much for all your comments and questions. Please keep them coming. We do appreciate them. And despite the lack of action around here, we have actually had rather a nice morning, just driving around and spending time in the bush, and we were with the hyenas, a couple of warthogs and some kudu and impala. And so I'm going to hand you back to Brent for the rest of the morning drive. Enjoy it. I know I would have if I had seen it, but didn't. And we will see you this afternoon. Thank you for your time and contributions.
Welcome back. We're still with quarantine. I'll be back with you in a second. I'm just trying to help another vehicle get into this position. That's affirmative. Actually, the best visual would be on the edge of the water, on the northern edge of the dam. Hi, Lynn from Toronto. Welcome on this sunrise safari. Really great to have you on the back of the vehicle, Lynn. Lynn would like to know, what is the maximum amount of males in a cheetah coalition, and what is the maximum I've personally seen? I have heard of coalitions of up to 5 in the Masai Mara and Serengeti. I've never seen a coalition that size. The biggest coalition of males that I've seen has been 4. And that was in northern Botswana. And that all depends, I think, on how many of the litter survive. So in the areas where there are possibly not as many other predators, there's a good chance that the coalitions will be bigger. But 2 is a very, very common cheetah coalition from the males. And interestingly enough, it's only the males that will form coalitions. The females are all almost entirely solitary unless they have youngsters. So thanks very much for that, Lynn. And wouldn't it be amazing if we did start seeing a little bit more of this cheetah coalition on Djuma? And Mr. Q is perusing the dam, checking that no potential meals arrive. And watch how his ears moved back there. He's still listening to everything. So his ears, even though he's looking one way, his ears are actually acting like little radar dishes as they move around, picking up different sounds around us. Oh, so nice to spend some time with this guy again. It feels a lot longer than 5 weeks since I last saw him. So it's heating up quite nicely at the moment. The wind's starting to pick up slightly as well. So there's a good chance he might move. On cue. Thank you for listening. Get into the right spot for that. Hopefully I managed to. Oh, you did. So just bear with me, folks. It's quite a technical descent from where we were. Oh, actually, we're not going to show him drinking, which we normally do. We're going to have a quick look at the wound because it's quite visible from here. And I know you guys are very interested in the wound. As you can see, there it is. There's still a little bit of open flesh. But it does look like it's healing quite well. So now that we've seen the wound, let's get the pretty shot. Get ready with your screenshots. Well, hi Raisa, who's one of our long-time viewers. Raisa says she has only seen cheetah 7 times on the live drives since she's been watching since 2009. So thanks very much for that, Raisa. What an incredible morning we've been having. I love the way a leopard walks. It literally walks like he has not a care in the world.
He has swagger.
He has swagger. There we go. Brian's hit it on the nail on the head. Quarantine is walking with swagger. So what I'm hoping is he's going to go find a nice bit of shade to lie up in, and he will spend the day around here. So he'll be around for the sunset safari. There we go. Perfect. So I'm just going to move quickly. I don't think there's going to be action here for the next while, and we're probably going to leave him sleeping here, waiting for some unsuspecting prey to come, and we will go hunt down our breakfast at the same time. So it has been absolutely amazing having you all with us on this amazingly epic sunrise safari. So thanks very, very much for joining us, and how could we ask for a better way to end with quarantine sitting next to us. And let's just go back a few, it feels like seconds ago that we found 2 male cheetah growling at something in the roundleaf teak, and outburst quarantine and chased these cheetah. It has been an amazing morning, and I don't know how. I said this morning when we started, I've got a feeling that something amazing and epic is going to happen today, and I hope I have that feeling more and more, and it happens like it did today. So thank you everyone who's joined us. So from Brian, myself, the Thumb, and everyone and Final Control,